Hello, my name is Ines Nastali, and I'm a Senior Maritime Data Expert at S&P Global. And I'm here at TPM24 with Kyle Henderson, the co-founder and CEO of VIZION. Kyle, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Kyle, tell me a bit more about VIZION.
So at VIZION, we focus on all things visibility for containerized freight, from understanding where freight is and where it's going, where it's been, to understanding the products that are inside each container as it's shipping, and using that to also understand the network of supply chain suppliers, manufacturers, providers, logistics companies, banks, insurance that are all stitched together to drive global supply chain. So we try to keep an eye on everything.
We've been hearing VIZION talk a lot more about visibility recently than in the past few years. What is visibility to you, and how is it evolving?
I think, and for the good of the entire industry, it's a very broad topic, and I think it's actually expanding its breadth. If you go back a few years, visibility was all about, where is my shipment, when's it going to arrive? Maybe can I see a bit about what's happening on the factory floor? But since great work and investment has happened in the space, companies are starting to mature, and they're starting to get into, say, like second tier, third tier use cases. And so using visibility, data, and information to better understand and optimize and analyze your design of suppliers and your network to the logistics partners you're selecting and working with in different geographies, this is where visibility data is very much going, understanding more about performance and optimizing our overall network designs, and also getting much more into compliance. So understanding ESG concerns, understanding around sanctions management. We think the container is the atomic unit of understanding global trade, and visibility is about stitching together all these additional use cases from other stakeholders in supply chain that weren't part of visibility before.
So you've recently added more products to your offerings, starting with rail visibility.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Rail and all the modes of transit for a container are incredibly critical for understanding door to door. And where we started in our first days, just a handful of years ago, we focused very much on the ocean legs for containerized freight. But the transit from once it's processed at a destination port and terminal, and it's potentially very lengthy overland movement, has a major impact on when goods will be available. So the demand was in the market for better rail. Rail solutions had kind of existed previously, but they had gotten a little long in the tooth in terms of the technologies being utilized, the ease of use from a software and analysis perspective. And so our customers, and from our perspective, the market, were saying we need something better in terms of rail event information, rail details. And so we went and focused very hard on that problem and built connections to all the major Class 1 railways in the United States, and are able to independently offer intermodal visibility for your container.
And that, I think that also goes hand in hand with reducing emissions, having an offering going from tracking your sea freight to then being able to straight and go into rail as well.
Yeah, being able to stitch together the entire story of how the container went from being loaded to being empty is very important to the ESG emissions concern. And not just ESG from the environmental perspective, but say from government compliance. So even understanding, was this loaded at a factory that's been identified as forced labor concerns in the past, type of thing. And so stitching together all this different information from door to door of all the different parties involved is really what visibility is about nowadays.
Let's talk TradeView. Another one of your new pro offerings, a partnership with Dun & Bradstreet. Can you tell us how this partnership came about and what you hope this will accomplish for your customers?
TradeView is a very important offering and has come directly from demand we've seen across a number of our different types of customers, because we work with the logistics companies, we work with the cargo owners, we work with banks and trade finance, insurance, government. Dun & Bradstreet has been an invaluable partner because they've helped us make sense of all of the parties involved with global supply chain. Figuring out, this company is this company, and this company is owned by that company, et cetera. And what VIZION has brought is visibility into 60% of all ocean freight happening from the time of booking. So being able to understand what's going to ship, being able to use Dun & Bradstreet information to tell you it's this company specifically sending data and goods to this other company. And then finally, all of this gets pieced together into both a data set and an application layer where you can literally navigate around a globe of the world and see trade as it's happening live.
Yeah, that's very, very important. I think in the topic of compliance, I think that will be much, much more important in the future as well. So it sounds like you got your work cut out for this year. So thank you for sitting down with me, and yeah, all the best.
Pleasure. Thank you for the time.
I've been sitting down with Kyle Henderson, the co-founder and CEO of VIZION, here at TPM24.